Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. Just finished doing the live watch along for Zverev versus Tsitsipas. What a match that was. First of all, thank you everyone who joined for that stream. If you haven't already, please do remember to smash the like button to this video as well, and also subscribe. Really does help us out. I do appreciate it, and the sport's been great. Without you guys, we are nothing, genuinely. So let's get into this then. So I guess, before we get into the semi-finals, it's worth noting the quarterfinals that happened today as well. Tsitsipas beating FAA in 3, Zverev beating Rudin in straight sets as well. FAA playing really well in that second set, especially where Tsitsipas actually had 2 match points. He saved them and then won that set. But then the third set just fell away a little bit. Right, let's start off with Zverev Tsitsipas because that's the one that I've literally just watched and I think it's worth talking about. So Zverev in the first set was just way too strong for Tsitsipas, and the form that he'd shown throughout this whole week, where he'd only dropped I think it was 1 game on his serve so far this week, was really showing. He was serving fantastically well. I think it was something around 70% in that first set, 71, 72%, and then 80% of first serve points won as well. If we look at the stats for the match, 15 aces compared to 8 for Stefanos Tsitsipas. Double faults 4 each. First serve percentage 82% to 80%, so high for both. Win percentage on first serve 68, 38% win percentage on second serve. And the reason why the second serve percentage is similar for both is only because Zverev in the second set fell away. So before we get into that, the first set, something that has really impressed me with Zverev is the way that he's able to adapt his game now. Before it was quite passive. He didn't really come across as someone who was super confident in his game. He was a bit hesitant, always wanted to play percentages, be cautious. I think, let's be honest, after winning the Olympic medal, he looks a lot more confident. He looks like he's brimming with confidence. He looks like he plays like someone who I think he plays like someone who actually thinks, you know what, I cannot be beaten. And one of my subscribers actually said that. And I think it's hard to disagree. I think he truly believes, where I think before the Olympics, I think he believed, but he didn't truly believe. And there's a difference. And when you actually win something as major as the Olympics, or even higher, one of the Grand Slams, it does, I think, take you to the next level of self-belief. And I think Zverev is there, and hopefully exactly the same effect that, for example, Murray winning the Olympics had, hopefully can have a similar effect on the German player. Anyway, so after that first set, really impressive, as I said. Tsitsipas, I think, probably didn't play his best tennis in that first set, but in saying that, I just think it was more a case that Zverev was playing so well that it didn't allow Tsitsipas to play in that way that he would normally play. I mean, he was trying to crunch the into-out forehand to the backhand of Zverev, but the backhand down the line from Zverev at the moment is so good. Like, he hit it so well, for example, in the match against Djokovic, and also throughout the Olympics, and he has been this week as well. Like, when it's firing, it is such a nightmare, and especially for people like your Tsitsipas's who want to go into out on the forehand, right, and pummel the backhand. For Zverev, he doesn't mind it because realistically, yes, his forehand is a weapon, but it actually probably breaks down a bit more than his backhand, and his backhand is pretty reliable. Not pretty, it's very reliable for the most part. And yes, he can go cross court and go cross court well, but especially down the line, it's fantastic. So then another tactic that Tsitsipas tried to use was a slice to the backhand of Zverev. Didn't work either. Zverev was just, again, crunching it across court or down the line on the backhand side. He didn't mind the lack of pace. He was generating it by himself. There was one backhand on the line which he sliced, I think, into Zverev. Zverev was about a meter behind the baseline and just hit a winner down the line. So clearly something that Tsitsipas needs to look into in terms of tactics. In the second set, if I'm being honest with you, Zverev was 2-love up in the second set, and if it wasn't for him I think he was cramping up. I don't know what it was, whether he was feeling exhausted. I don't know what it was, but I don't know if he has a bug, etc. But he took a couple of pills and he felt better after that. Um, but it took a bit of time to kick in, I think, and he was 2-love up, and you're thinking, this is it, this is over. He's going to go on and win this. And then I think that hit him a little bit. And if it wasn't for that, if I'm honest with you, I think he would have won in straight sets. Tsitsipas, though, came back into it, obviously. And in the end, just went on this ridiculous streak of games where he won 5 games in a row. Where it went from 2-love to 5-2. Yes, Tsitsipas was playing better. Yes, in general, Tsitsipas served pretty well. It has to be said. But in saying that, I think that Stefanos Tsitsipas, he doesn't have as much confidence at the moment as someone like Zverev. And there was actually an accusation made because, and I hope it's not the case, but in one of the previous games, people will know that after every set, he goes back to the dressing room to have an outfit change, goes to the toilet. It's your emergency bathroom break that you're allowed to take. And apparently someone saw his dad in the locker room with him, which obviously is not allowed because he's his coach. So you're not allowed to have coaching, even though he wants to. It's not allowed currently. Who knows if it will be? I don't think so. But either way, it's not. And on top of that, right? Today, they saw his dad texting whilst Tsitsipas was in the bathroom. So Zverev was saying, look, I think he's on his phone in the bathroom getting text messages. Can you check that he's gone to the toilet? And the umpire was like, look, I can't do that, blah, blah. I can only do what the rules are. But he wasn't happy with it. And he says he does this every time. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to look more into it, reserve my judgment, and just have a look because it's difficult. I just hope it's not the case. And obviously, it doesn't look great. But, either way, I think if he'd won, it would have been a lot more of an issue. But the fact that he lost, it's not. But anyways, Tsitsipas was playing better, I think, in the second set, serving better, especially. I thought personally, both were serving, aces in periods. I thought, which was really impressive from both. I think what was the aces count? I said it was quite high from both. I think it was 15 for Zverev, which was a lot, and 8 for Tsitsipas, which isn't terrible. And then the third set was just a case of Zverev kind of recovered a little bit, and but Tsitsipas was 4-2 up in that third set, and he threw it away. Zverev, yes, did come back into it, but he wasn't playing as quality tennis as you would expect him to, like he has been. And I think it is probably a case of, whatever he was feeling, the exhaustion or the cramps, because he was playing in spurts, really, Zverev, and then eventually he managed to break back, get one break of serve back at 5-4. Tsitsipas serving at 5-4 for the match and completely bottled it. Got broken to 15, and Zverev then took him to a tie break. Tsitsipas took him to a tie break even because it was 6-5, and he had to then serve to stay in the match. And the tie break, Zverev was just too strong. I mean, Tsitsipas doesn't even look like he was in the tiebreak, to be honest with you. And Zverev just pulled away, and some really good serving and some really good hitting from what is one of the most informed players on the planet right now. And it's no surprise that he's in the final. In the other semi-final, which I did watch I watched highlights of, Andrey Rublev beat Medvedev for the first time, which is a huge win for the Russian, beating his compatriot in 3 sets, 2-6, 6-3, 6-3. And this is a monumental victory for him because he's lost to him, as I said, in every other previous occasion. That's been quite a few occasions. And it has to be said that Andrey Rublev is still a work in progress, but I personally think he's very exciting to watch. Big game, and to be honest with you, you would think that that Daniel Medvedev, um, you would think that Daniel Medvedev would get the better of him again because he likes being able to deflect the pace. Maybe as well, Medvedev has a slight hangover from the Toronto Open, you could argue. Also, by the way, did you see Medvedev colliding into the camera because he got so far back after hitting a ball? Ridiculous. That's bad. Like, they need to sort that out. Anyways, Rublev, though, I think it was more his defensive capabilities that really helped him. I saw some of the points where genuinely he just was running all over the place and managed to somehow, in a point where he had no right winning it, managed to then transition from defense into attack, and it was just beautiful to watch. And it was complete tennis from someone who is very aggressive and offensively has all the tools, defensively has on always, and it seems like that's something that he's improving and will need to improve. He'll need to add more variation to his game, as we know, the backhand slice, etc. But you know what? I think he's getting there, and hopefully he is looking to improve. It looks like he is always looking to improve, so I'm impressed. He makes the final. I'll give you my prediction, and I'm going to be honest with you. I think if Andrey Rublev plays at the level he's playing at the moment, if Zverev plays at the level he's played at for most of the tournament, maybe not even this match, but maybe even this match as well, to be honest with you, I think Zverev wins because Rublev, similar to Tsitsipas, he genuinely just hammers away at the backhand, going with the into out forehand. He likes to go into in as well. Zverev, just the into out forehand, he deals with it so well. He deals with it so well on the backhand side. And I just think Rublev is not going to be able to have much variation compared to Zverev as well. Returning, like Tsitsipas didn't return terribly today, but he's not a fantastic returner. Rublev, is he a better returner than Tsitsipas? Probably, maybe. But he's not as good a server as Tsitsipas. I just think it's going to be... I think Zverev's going to win. Do I think in straight sets or three? I think it'll be potentially 3 sets. But let's see. I think it'll be a very, very intriguing matchup. Right, let's talk about the women's before wrapping up. So obviously in the quarterfinals, Barty beat Krejcikova in straights. Kerber got a walkover over Kvitova, which is a shame. Pliskova got a walkover against Badosa, which again is a shame. And Teichmann beating her compatriot Bencic in straight sets. In the semi-finals, Teichmann beat Pliskova, which is a big upset, 6-2, 6-4. And Kerber falling to Barty 6-2, 7-5. So Barty, Teichmann, I mean, I'm going to go with Barty, straight sets for me. Okay, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Please do remember to smash the like button to this channel and also do subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already. Of course, as you can see in the ticker below as well, and I think I would have mentioned to people, if you've watched the other videos, that of course you can become a patron, so you can become a member of this Quality Shot family by becoming a patron for as little as £1 a month. There's 3 different tiers and there's some really cool perks, and it's not just stuff like call outs, it's about having real input into the channel, what content's put out, specific stuff you'd like, and additional stuff in there as well. Like, there's quite a lot in there to unpack, so do have a look at it, and if it's an interest of you, then of course do get involved, become a benefactor or contributor to the channel, and help it and continue to grow. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Stay safe and well. Thank you.